Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Lethal Weapon 3, starring Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, Rene Russo, and Stuart Wilson, and directed by Richard Donner. Let's just get straight into this, just because I was pretty young when this movie came out. Riggs and Murtaugh, returned by Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, get called in to check on a bomb in a building and work on it instead of waiting for Bomb Squad, while a cat shows up and Riggs cuts the red wire, and the fucking bomb explodes. Now, is it me or are they amateurs? But luckily the cat survives. Terrible opening sequence, by the way, which for the cat, whew! A robbery occurs while on patrol in uniform. Riggs and Murtaugh stop the robbers by fighting them on fist, and Murtaugh drives with a security guard, and they're successful on getting one guy, but the other escapes, and again, how stupid are these guys? Leo Getz, returned by Joe Pesci, shows a couple of the Murtaugh house. It reminded me, why the fuck is Joe Pesci back in the series? Because he's just as annoying as last time. Meanwhile, Jack Travis, played by Stuart Wilson, puts an employee of his dead. Riggs believes Murtaugh's daughter, Rhiannon, was in trouble and got fired by the director, and Riggs talks him into hiring her back, and all this is stupid. It made no damn sense. Riggs and Murtaugh get in an elevator with Sergeant Lorna Cole from Internal Affairs, and she's better than she was in Thor, and that actress is Rene Russo playing her. But it's not as good as a performance as we, the audience, find out Jack was a cop who got crooked, and Leo comes in and says he knows Jack, and he used to do favors for him at a hockey stadium. Riggs goes after Jack, but unfortunately he escapes, but Leo gets shot, and Leo goes to the hospital, and all this is pretentious, at best. While Murtaugh is upset with himself for killing a friend of his son's, whose his name is Nick, but not Nick, but his name is Daryl, the one that gets shot, Lorna and Riggs are kicking ass and getting a new dog while they're kicking ass. And now Sam the dog has a new friend, and Lorna and Riggs show each other their scars, and they fall in love with, which felt cheesy and too fast in my taste. Riggs tells Murtaugh to snap out of his pissed off phase and gets back to work, and my problem is I don't give a shit about any of all this, as this is dull. The police captain gets captured by Jack, and I don't care at this point, and Leo is out of the hospital, annoying the crap out of me. Riggs and Murtaugh with Lorna go after Jack, and Riggs eventually goes after them on a motorcycle and falls down and screaming, "Oh shit!" which cracked me up, by the way, half to death. Then they shoot out Jack's hideout and burn at the same time, and Jack shoots Lorna with a bullet that can go through a bulletproof vest that we saw earlier in the film, and Riggs fights and beats Jack's ass by shooting him and puts him on fire by his own building, which it was a bad cliche. Then Murtaugh decides not to retire yet, nor give the house to someone, and he'll probably want to after the next movie, keeps the house for good, and all the credits roll to a dumb after-credit scene where they repeat the opening sequence. My God, that was bad. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 1.9 out of 10. This movie is so stupid, cliche, and bad for my taste. The characters are annoying as their caricatures, and it bugs me that the original was just okay, but the sequels get worse and worse, so next week will be a bumpy ride for me. And I will be back next week with Lethal Weapon 4, and until then, I'm too old for this shit.